The pictures, the videos that we have seen coming out of Bucha in Ukraine have been, I can't even find a word to describe them beyond...
there are no words, honestly.
There aren't. They're horrific.
No,
they are just, sadly, an indication of what has gone on. And, you know, there's a report today suggesting what we now are seeing actually took place weeks ago. Now the Russians have left that part of town. They were approaching Kyiv, decided not to go any further. And now, only now, are Ukrainians in the world discovering what the Russians had done, being described by many simply as a total genocide. Kira RUDIK is a Ukrainian MP and leader of Ukraine's liberal and pro-Europe Holos Party, and she is on the line right now. And Ms. RUDIK, I understand you've had a chance to tour Bucha. Please, can you tell us what you saw? I know this is difficult, but you know the world does need to know what's going on down there.
I have seen mass graves with many, many dead bodies, probably the most that I have seen in my life. Many of them had their hands tied behind their back with either their clothes or just some white things. And we have seen women's bodies alongside the road that were tried to be burned. I have seen people's bodies that were ran over by tanks. And we have seen bodies that were tortured before they died, like bodies with bullets in their knees. So then I talked to people who survived, and I talked to females, to women who were raped by Russian soldiers while their children had to watch. And I have talked to men whose family was burned alive in the house that was hit by Russian rockets. And I talked to a woman whose child died of pneumonia because they were sitting in the basement for 39 days with no ray of light. And I have talked to many, many more. And you know, like what was the worst thing? That these were all peaceful people. These were the people who were not bearing arms, who were sitting in their homes hoping that it will go away. And it did not. Right now, when we are investigating more and more, do you know why the men were killed? Because they were trying to protect their women. Because on the day 3 of Russian attack on Ukraine, when the Russians came into Bucha, first they settled in, and then it was alcohol. And after the alcohol, they were looking to get women. And there was this story about a 24-year-old girl. She said when the Russians came in for her sister, she said, "No, take me." Oof. Could you imagine? Like, there is something that I cannot process. It just stays with me because it's so much pain, so much horror, so much terror that you cannot even process it. Like, why is it happening to my country, to my people, to my nation? These things, they shouldn't be happening in the 21st century. We thought that it is all past us, but it is not. It is happening right now. And we don't know what is happening, or we know what is happening in the occupied territories that are occupied right now. And when we go there, we will find out more horror, more terror, more atrocities created by Russian soldiers. And this is so painful, because when we are talking right now to the world leaders, they are saying we will need time to reconsider. But do you understand what this time means for the victims that are out of there? After we have seen what happened in Bucha, I call for every world leader saying there is no more closing eyes on it. It's either you are helping Ukraine fight the war and win the war by providing us with weapons, by helping us with the supplies, or you say, okay, then we take the responsibility of what Putin is doing, because there is no more saying, let's figure out how it ends. Because it's true genocide of my nation, true genocide of Ukraine. Because it cannot be happening to civilian people. It's not army fighting army. It's army coming and destroying everything that they have I cannot even begin to tell you what they have done to animals that they found. So they killed all the dogs in Bucha. And some of them were hanged. And so it was just sadistic steps that they took because they were taking sadistic actions on everybody who was weaker. And I cannot, like what happened today. One of my friends, reporter, he sent me a picture of a kindergarten that was all destroyed by bullets and by a rocket. And I asked him, like, were any children killed there? And he said, no. And then we both cried. Because the thing that you should feel happy about is that there are no children killed at the kindergarten that is destroyed.
It's difficult to hear you say this, and I can only imagine how much more difficult it is for you to say it, having seen this with your own eyes. I don't even know what question to ask you other than, and I can't believe this is the case, we've seen this in one particular town you're describing in Bucha, and we're being led to believe this is not the only place this has happened.
So Bucha is just the name that everybody knows now. But there are other places nearby Bucha. It's Irpin, it's Borodyanka, it's Gostomel. They don't tell you much, but the same things happen there as well. Same things. And what we are doing right now, we are trying to help the people who are there and make sure that there will be justice for them.
Okay.
And on the day one, when I came there, I made sure all the international journalists are coming with us, that they will be able to be witness of it, and that they will be able to publish it so the world would see it. And now when Russia is denying the cases, then it's very easy for us because we say, like, look, like the world already seen it, you can stop lying.
Kira,
we know what is happening when Russian soldiers come. That is why Ukrainians arming themselves, because we know there will be no mercy.
Yeah.
We know that.
Oh.
Kira, we are out of time. I just want to ask you one thing. I'm not sure this is a question you can answer, but it's one I have to ask as I hear you describe all this and what's gone on and what continues to go on. How do you still have hope?
There are two things, very easy. The first thing is rage. Every single time you hear those stories and they stay with you, you have rage, and you know that you have to survive to give them hell. That every single person standing is one more person to give them hell, and that's why I have to keep standing. And the second point is love, because what else is holding you up? There are so many men that are fighting right now for us. There are so many women that are fighting right now for us. There are so many people around the world that are sending their love and support, and this, I do believe that in all these stories, the good guys over bad guys, the good guys win, and we are the good guys. And this is where I get hope.
Kira, thank you so much for your time. Wish you the best of everything. Yeah. Please stay safe, and I hope we'll be able to chat again in better times. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and glory to Ukraine.